like to roll out my mat. I forgot to roll it up yesterday. I left it outside. There were leaves all over it. So I got creative, right? Used the tools that I had and used our little electric leaf blower to clear all the cherry laurel leaves away, and it worked magically. So, get creative, problem solve, clear the clothing off the floor, or push it to one side, lay down a blanket instead of a yoga mat. Do this in bed, whatever makes you feel good. And then when you're ready, we're going to start seated up on that blanket or cushion. And you might join me here in Sukhasana with legs crossed. You might bring a little ease to the hips or those knee joints by extending the legs out, making a little space for the belly and thighs here, and gently pressing through the heels of the feet as you flex the toes towards the heart. And then from wherever you are seated, we're going to press down through what is anchoring us to the earth. Maybe you feel that in those butt cheeks, those sit bones. As you relax your glutes, can you feel your seat pressing down into the earth? Maybe your legs are crossed and you can feel your outer thighs press down. Maybe with legs lengthened, you can feel the heels of the feet weighting down into the earth. These are your anchor in this moment. Take a few deep breaths in, and with each exhale, feel the body melt just a little further down into these anchors that ground you in this moment. Really let those exhales draw out as the body softens into the earth. We allow ourselves to become present here in this moment in our bodies, aware of sensation, building relationship between our mind and body just by doing this. If this is all you do today, this is beautiful. This is powerful. If you'd like, on that next inhale, press down through those roots, lift tall through the spine, pressing length through the top of the head. So now you have this micro movement happening. As you exhale, ground down. As you inhale, rise up. My favorite thing, and I say it in every class, is imagining you're creating just a little space between each of the vertebrae in your spine as you lift nice and long. Here we are, just with the breath, in our bodies, in this moment. Each exhale grounds the body down. Each inhale rises, lifts you long. Let the jaw and the tongue relax as you do this. Fill the body deep with each breath. And then from wherever you are, on an exhale, gently melt your forehead down towards the earth. Feel the back of the neck lengthen there, your cervical spine. And just continue to let the shoulders, the neck, and the jaw relax. I'm going to turn my body so you can see what's happening here, but feel free to stay where you are, relaxing and releasing. And you get this nice extra stretch. The legs are lengthened here because we're really lengthening through the back body up here. When you lengthen through the back body down here by pressing through the heels, we're lengthening the whole back body, right? We're connected head to toe. So never underestimate the little things that we do. On an inhale, lift up tall to neutral. Today's class is all about our Ajna. This is our sixth chakra. You might take a finger and find it here. You might also know it as your third eye, that space between your brows. Take a moment with a finger or two to gently press into the ajna, into your third eye. There's a bundle of muscles that meet here and causes a lot of tension. So you might take a moment and just rock those fingers around or side to side. Give that third eye a nice massage. This is a pressure point. Keep the jaw and the tongue relaxed here. Use the strength of the muscles of your neck to hold the head strong as you really massage that third eye center, your ajna, with your fingertips. Breathing deep into the body, right? We're not done with those deep inhales, those slow grounding exhales. We remain present for it all. And each time your mind wanders, right? Your mind isn't who you are. Your mind is just a tool that you use or that uses you, more likely, right? And each time it wanders and you realize it, simply invite it back to the sensations of this third eye, to the sensations of the neck here engaged while you do this. Invite your mind back to check on the jaw and the tongue. Are they still relaxed? There's so much for your mind to do here in this present moment. Can you simply invite it here? And each time it wanders away like it's known to do, we don't judge it, we don't shame it, we don't poo-poo it or shake a finger. We just give it a gentle squeeze of love and say, hey, come on back. Let's do some work together. You and I on this ajna, this third eye chakra. When you're ready, relax. Let the neck soften. On an inhale, find length through the spine. And then as you exhale, drop that right ear towards your right shoulder. You're going to take that left hand and just reach it down towards the mat or the earth. Our goal is stretching all through the left side of the neck here. You might even use that right hand to weight the head down, really getting into the neck, loving on those vagal nerves, inviting the heart rate to slow here just by stimulating the vagal brake through this stretch that runs past the carotid arteries and the vocal cords. We underestimate the power of slow presence. And the reality is, we're missing out on something deeply healing and life-changing, not only for the physical body and the mind, but for the nervous system, which is really what connects the two. When you're ready, lift the head slowly, let it float upright. Take one more moment and exhale to relax those shoulders down. Inhale, lift long. And then as you exhale, left ear falls towards left shoulder. And again, maybe that right hand reaches down towards the earth. We know we're looking for this deep side neck stretch. And we can help it, right? If our neck is extra sticky, if that stretch is really talking to us today, we can help with this relaxation even more by taking deep breaths into the space behind the belly button. So you might do that now because guess what? The ventral vagal nerves run all through the solar plexus down into the diaphragm and through the small intestine. And when you stimulate the ventral vagal with deep breaths, it again signifies to the mind and body that you're safe. You can be here in this moment. And parts of you begin to relax. Parts of you that maybe haven't relaxed in a very, very long time. So we breathe in deep. We invite that length to the side of the neck. And we're not impatient. We take it slow. Each time our busy mind wanders, With compassion and without judgment, invite it back to feel, to be, to explore what's happening in your body. The stretch, the pull, the coolness of the air as it pours into the body, the warmth of your breath as you exhale. My God, there's so much to be here with now. When you're ready, release, rise up. Beautiful. Our Ajna, our third eye. Ajna in Sanskrit, and Sanskrit is a holy language, right? It's a spiritual language, not a language that's often spoken, but it is used in mantra. Created specifically for the practice of yoga, ancient yoga, right? Hinduism. Ajna means command or perception, right? This third eye, it's a place that commands come from, right? It's also a place where you perceive what is happening around you. And we don't realize how powerful perception is. Okay, we'll get to that in another class. The third thing that Ajna stands for is a place of deep wisdom. And so right here in this third eye, in this space, thousands of years ago, they didn't know about modern neuroscience. But guess what? Do you know what's located right here in the brain? The frontal lobe. Specifically, there's the medial prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for all of your evolved decision making. So all of the things that you have learned that go beyond reaction, right? When you're able to use forward thinking, when you're able to pause and take a moment to take things in, when you're able to use conscious awareness to decide what the next step forward is instead of just reacting with the amygdala, right? Which says, everything is an emergency, we have to deal with it right now, which gets your nervous system in that fight, flight, or freeze. So this place of wisdom, it is deeply modern, Western scientific and deeply ancient yoga scientific. And how beautiful is that? So whether or not you're here for the sixth of the seven chakras, or whether you're here for your medial prefrontal cortex, both are beautiful. Both are powerful, right? Both right here. So all we're going to do is spend the rest of our class simply bringing awareness to what is happening, because that is where wisdom comes from. You can use your ajna, you can use your medial prefrontal cortex when you practice awareness. And what is awareness? Awareness is choosing to be here where you are in this present moment instead of somewhere else, right? Instead of in the past, instead of in the future, instead of in reaction. We are here, feeling, breathing, being, so that when intensity happens, when life comes at us, when practice is over and we're living it, we can find that deep breath. We can pause, we can touch base with our ajna and make a choice instead of reacting to life. So we're going to move with awareness, just keeping our awareness at this space between the brow center. And you might take your finger and rub there just to create a little sensory feedback for your mind and body. And then for seated cat-cow, it looks like this. On an exhale once more, we're going to drop that third eye towards the earth. And then pressing down into the legs, thighs, or heels, we're going to curl the tailbone up towards that third eye. You might imagine there's a little string on your tailbone and it's tied to your third eye. And the third eye is just pulling that string up, and it's getting shorter and shorter. And as the string shortens, the back, it's not just the cervical spine is relaxing now, but also that lower spine, where the body, the shoulders, back, extra bone, heels, right? Bringing length to the entire. You are connected. So be here with that reaches. Feel the intensity that might be building in your body. present with it. Where is the stretching? Where is your right? So we can soften out of anything like that. Anything that tense our jaws to tense our in our body clench to support us through that sensation. That's a sign that soften out of it a little bit. You want to keep it, but so intense. On an inhale, curl up tall. And then leading with that third eye, lift it skyward. Feel the whole spine lengthen. We're going to squeeze those shoulder blades together, right back, letting the heart pump forward. And then we're going to rock the belly forward. So now it's like the back of the head and the tailbone now have a string, and whoop, they're pulling towards each other just a little bit. The belly and the heart rounding forward. We're stretching the front body. When we squeeze those shoulder blades back, it aids in that front body stretch. Still lifting that third eye skyward, just opening it to the wisdom of the universe. And then extra bonus, if our legs are extended, point the toes. Stretch the front body of the low body too. Lifting through that third eye. You can even imagine lifting through the chin and lengthening through the throat. Pointing those toes. Holding this, feeling the intensity rise, right? Feeling the effort build. We're not moving swiftly. And yet here it is, building and growing within us. Can we feel the intensity? Can we remain present with it? And then on an exhale, curl it down. Lower that third eye towards that tailbone. Whoo. Find your seated cat. Yes, we are going so slow. Yes, the body is going to love this. The mind is going to love this. We are healing parts of ourselves that reverberate through the body, through the mind, through our relationships. On an inhale, lift that third eye to cow. Squeeze those shoulder blades back. Exhale, come on down to cat. Moving at the pace of your own breath, if that feels nice. Or pausing and hanging. Your body like. A few more breaths exploring this movement here. Beautiful. From here, we're going to slowly rock back into boat posture, but first we're going to remove the blanket beneath us. And you might do this by bending the pads of the feet, rolling to the side, pull the blanket out, set it aside. Boat pose with a blanket underneath your sits bones sucks. It's actually a wonderful added challenge. And if you want to do that, go for it. I ain't gonna this morning. So boat pose looks like this. You might first sit up tall, and if you're like me and you've got a belly, heel toe the feet out wide. Make space. Let the knees fall out wide. Invite the tummy into this space, and then bring those knees back together. You can plant the hands on the shins. This is also an opportunity to use a strap if that feels good, right? Support the body. Do what delights you in this moment. But the first thing we're going to do is brace against the shins. On an inhale, we're going to squeeze those shoulder blades back, lift tall through the spine. See how long our spine can get, how straight, all that space between those vertebrae. And then from here, we're slowly going to keep that length and rock that heart center back, right? You might continue to brace with the strap or the hands. You might let the hands float here and then play with the feet. Maybe you lift one, maybe the other. Maybe you come up onto your toes. Maybe you rock back and find a bit of a balance. There's all sorts of ways to be playing with our boat. So breathe and be. Know that you are powerful and you deserve to explore this in all of the ways that bring you delight. Maybe you hang out in stillness. Maybe you're like me and you're wiggly, right? You're just kind of feeling, what does my body want in this moment? Another breath or two, and then rock forward. Brace the shins. On an inhale, rise up tall. Make space for the chest and belly. As you exhale, one more time in boat, taking it at your pace. It can look just like this. That feels good. Lift length through the spine. Sink that heart back. If the body shakes, right? If your core shakes, that's just excess energy leaving the body. Let it go, right? Be messy. When you're ready, rock forward one last time. Plant the hands on an inhale, lift, make space. Breathe in through the belly and the heart. And then on your next exhale, we're going to walk the hands back. Lower the spine down onto the earth. All right. Here we are. Let's play with a traditional bridge lift or two, and then let's get a little funky with it. Either way, everything that we do here speaks directly to the areas in the body where we often carry chronic tension, right? Especially the low back and hips. We'll get into the shoulders and more of the neck in a little while. So for this traditional bridge lift, we're going to plant the heels of the feet fairly close to the glutes, just really so that you have a nice firm foundation through the pads of the feet. You can press nice and strong into them. And then moving your awareness up into the shoulder blades, we're going to tuck the shoulder blades towards one another. Again, really making space for the heart. I like to press down through the upper arms and then keep my elbows bent in like this robot arm stance. For me, this just creates a lot of security in the upper body. Now, you might like to plant your hands. You might swing them out wide. You do you, boo. When you are ready, take a deep breath into the belly space. As you exhale, we're going to press through the feet, but keep the butt cheeks relaxed. Keep them soft. As you press through the feet, you're going to feel the tops of the thighs engage. Continue to press. Maybe you feel the hips lift from the earth. Maybe you feel them de-weight a little bit. We're here for whatever happens. It's all perfect. It's all just exactly as it needs to be in this moment. We're only here to experience it, not judge it. Continuing to press through those feet without engaging those glutes, right? Keep relaxing them. And then when you are ready, when you've pressed through the feet just as far as the body says yes to, squeeze those glutes and continue to lift that pelvis skyward, right? Or imagine it lifting skyward, both equally powerful here. Hold wherever you are. 3 big breaths into the belly. Exhale, nice and messy. Make noise if it helps. Right? Stimulating those vocal cords is stimulating those vagal nerves. Is helping move energy through the body. On your next exhale, lower it. Let it go. Let it go. All right. When you're ready, we're going to do this again. This time, an option to add a Kegel with it. So a Kegel is when we engage that pelvic floor. And we'll do it in a pattern like this. We'll take a deep breath, we'll do our Kegel, and only once the Kegel is engaged will we begin to lift into our version of a bridge. So when you are ready, deep breath in. Exhale, engage the pelvic floor. Once engaged, continue breathing. Lift by pressing through the pads of the feet, holding that pelvic floor engagement. And then when you're ready, two, really squeeze those glutes, lift the pelvis, engage the pelvic floor. Again, it's all optional, wherever your body wants to be. And then 3 big breaths. We let it be messy. We allow ourselves to be present. I give myself permission to show up however I need to in this moment. On an exhale, let it go. Beautiful. From here, we're going to slow it down, keep it a little gentle. On an exhale, we're going to take this left knee and simply let it slowly open sideways. On an inhale, lift it back up. Exhale, switch sides, right knee lowers. Inhale, lift. Just moving with the breath, right? Nothing too big. And then pause with both knees upright. An option to do them together, right? On an inhale, open. Exhale, close. Only if it feels good. You can continue one-sided leg lowers if that feels nice. Open, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. One more time. All right, from here, heel toe, the feet out, mat width apart, maybe a little wider if that feels nice. We're going to take this left inner thigh and left knee and drop it inward down towards the earth. Really pressing that left inner thigh down. You might feel the stretch somewhere in that left leg, left hip, low back. Take a moment, explore. And then this right knee is going to want to be tempted to like fall out towards the right. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Really squeeze. Some folks like to take this right leg and cross it over that left knee to invite it further down. But I actually find that I get a better piriformis stretch simply by squeezing the inner thighs together. Plus, we're getting a muscle engagement in our hip adductors that are pretty awesome. All right. When you're ready, inhale, release. Exhale, switch sides. That right inner thigh lowers. Squeeze those legs together. Hold this big old stretch however you want to. Let the shoulders, jaw, tongue relax here for a moment. Allow yourself to be. Invite the mind back into the body to experience what's happening. When you're ready, release. From here, heel toe the feet together. Now we're going to take bridge lift a little differently in this moment, working on the muscles of the inner thighs. So to do that, we're going to bring the pads of our feet together. Let the knees fall out wide. Now, for some of us, this posture doesn't feel good in our body. And I want you to know that you can take a bridge lift with the feet close together. Very similar, right? So meet your body wherever it says yes. If we're here with knees out wide, instead of pressing down into the pads of our feet for our usual bridge lift, we're pressing down through the outside blade edges of our feet. So as the feet press together, those pads of the feet, you're also going to be pressing down through those outside blade edges. Let's prep our body and get ready for it. So squeeze those shoulder blades, find your robot arms if that's your jam. And then when you're ready, a deep breath into the belly. As you exhale, press through the legs. Again, we're going to try not to squeeze those glutes just yet. Pressing strong through the feet, relaxing those cheeks, lifting as high as we'd like in this moment, or as much as we'd like. And then when you're ready, squeeze those glutes. See if that pelvis would like to open any more in this moment. A deep breath or two here. And then option to hang out just like this, or option to slowly begin to close the knees towards one another. And by slowly, I mean like inch by inch, breath by breath, the knees slowly begin to close until the pads of the feet are planted, the knees are closed together. You can soften the lower back down towards the earth. So maybe you just take a few deep breaths and lower. Maybe you enjoy the effort and the sensation of closing the knees and then lowering. We'll do this one more time. Take it and explore it. Allow yourself room to get it wrong, to get it right. You don't know what you like or what you need if you've never explored these things before. So be here in this moment without judgment. Prepare your body for whichever bridge lift you've chosen. On a deep inhale, fill the belly. As you exhale, lift, keeping those cheeks relaxed. Keeping the jaw relaxed. And then when you're ready, squeeze those glutes finally. Lift however much more the body says yes. Maybe you hold here. Maybe you begin to close those knees. Nice and slow. Maybe you lower back down. Only you know what you need. When you're ready, slowly lower down. Soften. Let it all go. Lengthen the legs out. Press through the heels. Stretch the arms up over the head. Whew, that is a ton of work. And then if you've got that yoga strap nearby, you might bend the knees, draw them in towards the chest. A little counter posture here. With the strap, I just bring it up over the shins. And again, we bring the knees wide. We make space for the thighs and the belly. And then once the knees are up towards the heart or chest, and then you might close them up a bit if it feels nice. From here, a gentle rock left and right. We're going to take some big twists and then roll over onto our sides and continue this beautiful work of awareness, release, strength building, and cultivating that place of deep wisdom. All right, we're going to let both knees rock on over towards the left. You might tee both arms out wide, maybe not. Your goal here is going to be to relax that right shoulder down towards the earth as those as those knees continue to weight towards the left, your left knees. Melt. Get all melty. And then you might want to bring your neck into this by lifting the head and turning it on over towards the right. So whichever way the knees are, your head is looking the opposite way. Melt. Relax your jaw, your throat, your shoulders, down through your arms, wrists, fingertips. Let the relaxation trickle down through the heart center, the belly, the low back, the thighs. Can you relax any muscles in the low back, your hips, or your thighs here? If the body slides or shifts a bit, just let it. Invite the messiness. We're not here for perfection. We're here for awareness, exploration, and healing. And perfection stands in the way of all of that. We let it go. When it feels right, roll that head skyward. We're going to swing those knees up back towards the heart center. You might take a moment or two here and then slowly let them drop towards the opposite side. Find your arms where they'd like to be. And then if it makes sense, lift and turn the head opposite those knees. And again, start that relaxation. This time you might start with the toes. Can you relax through the toes, the ankles, the calves? Can you invite whatever slide, whatever imperfections are there? Know that there's beauty however your body meets itself. Continue to relax up into the hips, low belly, heart, shoulders, neck, jaw, Ajna. Can you find your awareness at the space between your brows? Can you feel sensation there as the whole of your body softens? Maybe it feels tingly. Sometimes for me, when I bring awareness there, it feels a little pinchy. Maybe you just imagine what it would feel like. But bring your awareness to sit between the brows for a little while longer. When you're ready, instead of rolling the knees towards the sky, we're going to take this outstretched left arm and just swing it up and over to meet the right so that we're on our side body. And I'm going to turn so that we can see each other. This might be a time in which you grab your strap, but from your right side body, just like this. Ooh, hello, other microphone. We'll get there. Keeping the knees bent. We want to draw the knees up until we have a 90-ish degree angle here and a 90-ish degree angle here. And you might swing your elbow out and support your head with your hand. You might extend the arm long. However the head would like to be supported, take a moment here. And then we're going to do what you might know of as clamshells. On an inhale, you're going to lift the knees skyward, only as far as it wants to go while keeping the hips aligned. So go ahead and lower that knee back down. We're going to imagine that there's like a post through here, right? All the way through the hips, down into the earth. So our hips can't move. They're stuck in alignment just like this. So when you inhale and you lift that knee, it can only go as high as it can, keeping this nice alignment, right? Keeping those hips in line with that post. So the moment the hips swing back, nuh-uh, they can't, right? We stop right there. Hold and then lower. You might move with your breath on an inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. We're really getting in to those supporting muscles of the hips and the low back, right? These are muscles that need extra time and attention because they hold so much emotion, so much energy, right? They support us when we're angry, when we're afraid, when we're nervous, when we're anxious, when we're sad. And so we spend time here engaging and releasing, bringing not only strength, but a release of these chronic patterns of tension in these areas of our body. Beautiful. From here, a sleeping Vishnu will extend the legs out long, press through the heels of the feet, again lengthening that back body. And then you might keep this top hand planted on the earth, swing that leg skyward. Now, you can keep this planted. You could reach 2 fingers to snag that big toe. You could wrap a strap around the ball of the foot. Definitely get creative, right? Decide what feels good. Meet yourself there. We're going to gently invite the toes of this top extended leg up towards our third eye. So it's just a gentle opening. Again, you might keep the head supported on the hand. You might find an even deeper stretch by lengthening that arm out. Beautiful. Hang out here for as long as you like. And then when you're ready, bend this left knee. Plant the pad of that left foot in front of you. We're just going to take the heel of our left hand, press that inner left thigh away from the body. So a nice hip opener here. And you might explore. Sometimes it doesn't just feel good to press it away. Sometimes we roll it out and away. So take time. Notice what feels good for you. Beautiful. From here, we're going to roll back onto the back body and then over towards the other side. And again, because I'm looking at you, babe, I'm going to turn this way. So keeping that strap handy if you enjoyed it last time. Finding your body ready for your version of clamshells. Really planting that post down into the earth through the hips, right? And then on an inhale, lift. Ooh, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. It might be so much lower, your lift, than you would like it to be with this post through the hips. That's the point. That's the whole point. A few more breaths just like this. We stretched these muscles out really deeply earlier. So here we are bringing strength as well. Beautiful. Another breath or two just like this, feeling the heat build. It doesn't have to be a lot to get a lot. When it feels right, lengthen the legs out, press through the heels. We're stretching our back body out. And then lift that leg tall. Brace whichever way feels good. Take your time to gently and slowly invite these toes towards your third eye. Let it be messy. Exploring our body isn't easy. Society puts so much judgment on bodies. Our families can put so much judgment on bodies, on what they should and shouldn't look like, be able to do, whatever. And in these moments, in this practice, we throw all that away. We understand that that's not divine, that's not infinite, that's society, that's a moment. And we are meant for so much more than to be defined, have our worthiness defined by a moment. And so we show up in these places and we set aside the ideals and expectations that society and others have put on us, and we meet ourselves here without judgment. We meet ourselves here in neutrality, sometimes even in love, but always with compassionate curiosity. When you're ready, bend that knee, plant the foot, press that inner thigh away. Take time. Be here for a moment. There is so much freedom when we learn to cultivate awareness without judgment. That is where our wisdom is. That is the beauty of our third eye. When you're ready, extend that leg out. Let's roll over either on belly or the back for our asana. Out on your belly, my invitation to you is to find crocodile pose. Crocodile pose, we stack the forearms. Oops, I've lost my mic here, y'all. You might, if you're making room for the chest, stack the forearms on top of your blanket here. A little more room for your breath is always nice. If you're laying on your back, just finding a posture, taking up space. My favorite part about crocodile pose is your heart is cradled and fully supported by the earth. It's just the most nourishing, grounding sensation. If your low back talks to you here, you might widen the legs and thighs out and then rest the tops of the feet down. It's going to allow the lumbar spine to flatten out and bring that tension more into the hips than the low back. So find comfort, adjust, right? Explore. This is why we don't judge, because if we judge ourselves, it hinders our exploration. We get afraid, right? Because then we have to battle our own worthiness and insecurities when we make mistakes in our exploration. And so this whole yoga and healing process goes exponentially faster when we throw out judgment. And so here, wherever you are, taking up space, softening your body down into the earth, let yourself be cradled for a moment. Let your body rest and be held. Bring your awareness in time to that space at the brow center. As your awareness collects in this space, you might imagine a soft blue light glowing from the space of your third eye. This soft blue light that glows here is your wisdom. Maybe this soft blue light represents your medial prefrontal cortex. Maybe this soft blue light represents all of the wisdom inherited in your DNA, all of the wisdom that you've earned through your experiences on this planet, through suffering and joy, through turmoil, through growth, through forgiveness. All of the wisdom that you've collected glows here, this soft blue light. Know that this wisdom resides within you. And your job isn't to earn it or collect it. Our work here is to uncover it. And so each time you're able, when life comes at you, when normally you might react, instead of making a conscious choice, come back to your Ajna. Take a moment to remember that soft blue light, that wisdom that is yours to touch base with anytime you pause, anytime you're willing to meet and be here now with it. It's there, always with you. The more you practice, the more you uncover, and the easier it is to pause and touch base with the wisdom within you. When you're ready, and know that you can stay here, breathing, being with that soft blue light of your wisdom for as long as you like. There is no rush. But when you're ready, you might begin to awaken the body, maybe curling the toes and extending them. Maybe you find some ankle circles one way and then the other. Begin to slowly awaken the body from the bottom to the top, bringing movement, stretch, twisting, engagement, energy to any part of the body that's asking for it here. One of my favorite things to do when I roll up from the ground is do like an abbreviated cat-cow. So normally, traditionally, cat-cow is done like this in tabletop. But if you walk the hands close to the knees and do some cat-cow, it gets into the mid-upper back and neck in ways that are life-changing. And then you can shift from side to side. Right? Awakening is as beautiful, incredible, and enlightening as our practice itself. So take your time. And then when you're ready, in all of your messiness, making space for it, loving it, allowing it to be, we'll end our practice wherever you would like. Maybe with palms at the heart center, maybe with 2 fingers at the chakra. Take a moment to thank yourself for showing up, for being here. No one can grow you but you. No one can cultivate awareness for you but you. And here you are. What incredible work you're doing. It's rough, it's imperfect. And the more you show up, the easier it gets. And remember as you do this, that the light and the dark in me sees the light and the dark in you, and we are the same.